Okay, so we're back here with, this is going to be some other games that are not directly Shin Megami Tensei, but they're related. Quite related, actually. The first game here is Majin Tensei on the Super Famicom. And this is a strategy RPG based in the kind of Shin Megami Tensei world. So, Majin Tensei, if you've ever played Fire Emblem on the Super Famicom, or on the regular Famicom, this game is very, very similar. I mean, some of the assets look like they're almost like copied from Fire Emblem. So if you like Fire Emblem, you'll like this game. If you like Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, this is probably the perfect strategy RPG for you because they're very similar. You get the demon summoning aspects of Shin Megami Tensei and the kind of using demons to fight, but you also get pretty much the same mechanics as Fire Emblem. So, you know, it's kind of like the best of both worlds in that case. And this actually, it's not the best looking game. It doesn't look that great, but it's a lot of fun. And if you like strategy RPGs, this one is a good one to play. Definitely enjoy this one. But there's a sequel, Majin Tensei 2, and Majin Tensei 2 makes up for a lot of the kind of missteps of Majin Tensei 1. And there's not many missteps so much as, like, this one looks awesome. I can't, like, say how good this one looks. I'm not going to take any footage at them to show you in this video, but the difference between Majin Tensei 1 and Majin Tensei 2 graphically is like night and day. It's so... This one looks just so good. The demons in this game look like they could be on the Saturn. They're like amazing. I marvel at them. I always think, like, how did they do this on the Super Famicom? Because they look awesome. And yeah, this one, they could have put this game out with if they did the overworld parts in a better position on the Saturn, nobody would have complained, I don't think, which is saying a lot. And of course, the story in this one is quite good. It's I'm not gonna get into the story, but trust me, it's really good, and it kept me, like, really interested throughout. And just talking about this game makes me want to play through it again. Actually, I probably will soon, but yeah, anyway, Majin Tensei 2, if you like strategy RPGs, again, it's somewhat similar to Fire Emblem, but it looks spectacular in this time. And, you know, it's got a great story, so definitely check this series out. But that series, there's no more Majin Tensei games after that, except for a few mobile phone games, which I don't have. But I do have this, Rondo, on the Sega Saturn, and I actually did a full review of this game at some point earlier in my YouTubing career, but Rondo here is actually another strategy RPG, but it's 3D polygons. But the system is entirely the same as Majin Tensei. There's demon summoning, there's you know, kind of characters that you move over a map in a grid-based kind of way. But the thing with this game is that it's ugly, and I went over it in my review, but this game, like, single-handedly destroyed the Majin Tensei series because of how poorly it was received. And, like, it's kind of unwarranted in the sense that it's actually a really fun game. The gameplay itself, like, if you don't care about the graphics, it's actually quite fun. But the thing with it is that, like, when it came out originally on a demo disc beforehand, and people were really excited for this game. And then the demo disc came out, and it, like, killed. It was like the ultimate hype killer. Like, everybody was like, "What is this garbage?" No. And it's flopped after that. I mean, it looks awful too. So it looks like the worst possible early kind of 3D polygon stuff that you could think of. This game has it. It's bad. But the gameplay and the story and everything are good. I actually enjoy them. There's this kind of foreigner character, the guy who speaks in, like, in English, kind of, like, Japanese, obviously written by a Japanese person in English, which is delightful. But beyond that, the story is awesome and the gameplay is fun. So, and at this point, like if you're playing if you're into retro games, you probably won't care about the graphics so much. So definitely check it out if you get a chance. But yeah, so Majin Tensei ended after that, except for some, again, cell phone games afterwards. But you know, they did bring some other strategy RPGs back into the Shin Megami Tensei world with Devil Survivor. And Devil Survivor on the DS here, also one of the best games on the DS. This game I've played through so much. I played through it 3 times, and I would have played through it more, but you know, Overclocked was announced, and I don't have a 3DS yet, so I haven't played through it again to finish it, because I'm going to get Overclocked eventually, and I'll play through that another time just to get some more extra stuff. And Devil Survivor, I have very little to complain about with this game. The difficulty is, it's not incredibly difficult, so it's probably a good place to start if you haven't played any strategy RPGs or the Shin Megami Tensei games. It's not incredibly difficult, it's not incredibly hard to learn, and you know, it's got an interesting story. So it's definitely a game you want to play if you haven't played it already and you have a 3DS or a DS. Definitely get this game. And of course, there's the other one, the sequel, Devil Survivor 2. Devil Survivor 2 does everything that the first game does, but better. So if you play the first game and you liked it, you'll love the second game, because it takes everything and almost doubles the amount of demons in the game. It makes multiple locations throughout Japan. You have more characters, you have social links, you have a lot more story, and kind of better story in my opinion, and you have a lot more kind of interesting choices to make, I think. So Devil Survivor, spectacular. Devil Survivor 2 pretty much takes everything that's awesome about Devil Survivor 1 and makes it better. So one of the best games on the DS, no problem saying that. But yeah, definitely that's a must-have. So that ends the kind of strategy RPG Shin Megami Tensei is. But we've still got a bunch of other stuff to talk about, so let's look at that stuff.